Hi everyone, and welcome back to another day of Order of Operations. And today we're going to be talking about another operator symbol that you may have seen before, but we haven't completely realized that it's part of Order of Operations. And if we take a look over here on the document camera, we can see that Order of Operations is being followed in this very top example right here, where we are using this other operator symbol. And parentheses, something you might think of being something for writing, are actually a mathematical symbol. And we consider them a grouper. And it will group numbers together and tell you to do those operations first. So yesterday, we were talking about multiplication and division being a little bit more important than addition and subtraction. So this is what we were talking about on Monday and Tuesday this week. Today, we're going to add in another step. And when we do that, we can think about following PEMDAS as our acronym to help us remember the order of operations. And that simply stands for parentheses, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction, always in order from left to right, as we talked about the other day. Now I color-coded parentheses to be one color because that's always going to be done first. And then after you solve for all of your parentheses, you're going to move on to multiplication and division, just as we've been practicing. And then after that, you have to do addition and subtraction. Now, adults who may be watching this may be saying, well, wait, we know about PEMDAS. Why are you not doing that acronym? Well, PEMDAS is something that's going to be used in the middle school. And our older siblings and our parents might be able to tell us about PEMDAS, where that E includes exponents. We aren't playing with exponents right now in 5th grade. All we're worrying about are parentheses, multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. No exponents right now. So with that said, let's take a look at this example that I have on my document camera. And in this example, we see that I have multiplication and I have addition. However, what I have to keep in mind from my order of operations is that I have to solve for my parentheses, or what's in my parentheses first. So that tells me that I need to do whatever is inside my parentheses first. Normally, I would do the multiplication first. However, because I have this grouping symbol, and I'm going to trace over it, because I have this grouping symbol, I have to solve 4 plus 8 before I go on any further. So that 4 plus 8 is going to simplify to 12. And now I'm going to have 7 times 12 left over. And to complete this problem, 7 times 12 is 84, and that would be my final answer. On my next example that I have 130 minus 60 divided by 10. And from what we know from the last couple of days is that division should always come before addition or subtraction. However, again, I have this grouping symbol. Okay, I have my parentheses. So that tells me that I need to solve for whatever's inside my parentheses before I do any other work. So that means I have to do 130 minus 60 before I can divide by 10. So 130 minus 60, this is going to give me 70, and then I'll be able to finish this off and divide by 10, and then 70 divided by 10 is quite simply 7. What I would like for you to do right now is find your math packet, and we're going to switch over and talk about pages 70 through 72. And I'm going to guide you through a couple of these problems together, and then you'll be responsible for doing some work on your own. So page 70 in the workbook packet looks exactly like this. It has a guided example on top, which you guys can read through on your own. And what I want to do right now is just talk about a couple of the problems that are on these next couple pages, just so that we're used to working through these style problems when you get to them on your own. Now in number 29, there's not addition or multiplication, it's not subtraction or division, it's addition and subtraction. And we know that order of operations typically tells us to solve from left to right. However, I'm not going to follow the left to right rule because the parentheses come first. So what I'm going to have to do is keep this 164 the same, and I'm going to have to solve for what's inside my parentheses. And I'm going to have to do 135 subtract 78, and I'll carry, and I'll have 7 ones, and I'll have 12 tens minus 7 is 57. So my final step is going to be 164 plus the 57 I got from inside my parentheses. And when I add those together, I'm going to get 221. In my next problem, same operations. However, once again, there's parentheses that tell me I need to do something first. Okay, so I'm going to solve what's inside my parentheses. 150 minus 26 is going to be 24. And then 36 minus 24 is what's left over. Because the 36 stays the same, the minus sign stays in the same spot, I just solve 150 minus 26, and that gives me 24. And I'll be left over with 12. The remaining problems on this page are going to follow the exact same format. Just remember, always solve for what's inside your parentheses first. If we turn the page to page 71, okay, we have 71 on the very next page. I'm going to do the first problem up top with you. And this page doesn't have the guiding lines. So we're going to have to work through these very, very cautiously. Okay? If I start on number 35 with you, what I want for you to think about is 8 times the quantity 24 plus 15. When we read parentheses, we don't say parentheses 24 plus 15. We call it the quantity because it's usually some amount or quantity of number that's inside there. So 8 times the quantity, 24 plus 15. So I'm going to solve for 24 plus 15 first because that's what's inside my grouping symbol. And I'm going to have 39. Then I'll be left with 8 times that quantity, right? 8 times 39. And to figure that out, again, I might be doing some work on the side. 9 times 8 is 72, so I'll carry 7 tens. 8 times 3 tens is 24, plus 7 is 31 tens. My final answer is 312. If we do number 36, multiplication and division are the same kind of operation, right? However, multiplication has to be done first. Why? Because I have these grouping symbols. So I'm going to solve 5 times 5 is 25. 100 divided by 25 is what's left over. And this is a money math, mental math problem. How many quarters are in a dollar? There are 4 quarters in a dollar. 100 divided by 25 is 4. The rest of the problems on this page will be left for you as workbook problems. Now we'll flip over to page 72. And page 72 is the exact same stuff with groupers. However, now instead of having 3 numbers, Math in Focus is throwing a 4th number at you. So you have to do an extra operation. So let's take a look at number 43 together. And again, they're giving us our guidelines back because there's an extra piece here. So if I take a look, 24 plus the quantity of 35 plus 77, divide by 8. So following my order of operations, I'm going to solve what's inside my parentheses first. So 35 plus 77. So my 24 plus whatever this answer is going to stay, and then divide by 8 is going to stay on that outside. Now I'm just solving for this middle number right here. So 35 plus 77 gives me 112. Now, following order of operations, I have an addition symbol, I have a division symbol. So I have to figure out which one of those is prioritized. And the answer to that is division, following my order of operations. So now I'm going to do 112 divided by 8. 8 can divide 11 tens once. Subtract 8 tens, I have 3 tens left over. Ungroup, I have 32 ones. 8 can divide 32 ones 4 ones times. Using that place value talk again. So I'm left 112 divided by 8 is 14. And now I have 24 plus 14. Add those together, and I have 38. Just remember, always follow the steps. Always follow order of operations. You want to be able to go back and think about, what are my order of operations? This page right here might be worth copying down or writing these down and maybe color coding them like I did. Your workbook today will be completing the remaining problems on these 3 pages that we did not get to finish. Down here, 47 and 48 are no different than 44, 45, and 46. It's just that Math and Focus took away the lines. So you're going to be responsible for keeping your work nice and neat. Always remember your parentheses first, and then multiplication division from left to right, and then addition subtraction from left to right. All of your answers will be given on a Google form, just like we've been doing for the past couple days. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We'll see you later.